About 3 weeks ago, on a Friday afternoon, I got not one, but 2 phone calls from our good friend Jack Templin. 2 voice messages asking me to call him back because he had an idea he wanted me to discuss and consider. My first thought was, oh crap, what did I do or say that Jack is calling me? My second thought was if I waited to call Jack back until Monday, whatever he wanted me to consider wouldn't wreck my weekend. As many of you know, I can be a bit impatient, and I'm not terribly good at waiting things out. So I called Jack back. Admittedly, I was a bit relieved when I got his voicemail. I left Jack a message, giving him the narrow window of time I would be available. 2 minutes before the window would have closed for the weekend, the phone rang. Matt, I was talking with Tom Blue, and we were wondering whether you would be so gracious as to speak at NAMM and then introduce Bill for his keynote address. The first thought that went through my mind was that I needed to find a safe place to park the car and pay attention. Jack continued, Matt, we'd like you to consider speaking and sharing your thoughts on independent distribution and what it means to you to be an independent distributor. Then I thought, it's a good thing I did park the car. After listening to Jack, the opportunity seemed to be a straightforward one. After all, I'm the current leader of a 4-generation industrial supply business that was started by my great-grandfather and grandfather in 1946. I grew up spending many Saturdays with my dad at the office, organizing office supplies or running around the warehouse. My first job was cycle counting inventory and sweeping the warehouse floor. I told Jack how appreciative I was for the offer and obviously accepted. The more I thought about what I was going to talk about with you all today, the more stymied I became by the task. Like many of us leaders in this room responsible for our companies, it is hard for me to separate industrial distribution and independent distribution from who I am. Please let me be clear. I am not saying that I am defined by my work. I am saying that the more I thought about independent distribution, the harder it became for me to separate the meaning of independent distribution from who I am at my core, thus making today's talk a bit personal. So please indulge me as I bear a little bit of my heart and soul to you. I'm now in my 8th year of being the leader at Replenex, my family's 69-year-old independent distribution company. My great-grandfather was a baker, and my grandfather was an accountant in the Army. In 1946, they saw an opportunity they could not refuse. That opportunity was to start a business that would give them and future generations the freedom to control their destiny. It all started with a winning bid on a mixed lot of Army surplus grinding wheels and abrasives that included Norton, carborundum, and Walrus high buffing wheels. Buy low, sell high. That's how they were going to grow this business and ultimately gain financial independence and the freedom to pursue the American dream. Fast forward some 69 years. Both my great-grandfather and my grandfather are blessed memories, and their independent distributor translate into financial freedom for them and our family. Just as the role of independent distribution has changed over the past 69 years, so has the definition of freedom that not only characterizes independent distribution, but is who I am as a person. While financial independence is still part of the definition of freedom, being an independent distributor means more than just financial freedom. Today, our freedom includes the freedom to work with our customers, our suppliers, and within our own organizations to create an awareness and understanding of the issues that vex domestic manufacturing. Freedom is inherent in our obsession to develop and implement the best solutions that solve the most perplexing problems. Today's definition of freedom stands for our ability to nurture our dreams and the dreams of others, to build something not just for short-term benefit, but something enduring for the greater good. Ultimately, our freedom stands for our ability to make the choices that define our destiny as individuals, as organizations, and as a community. That's the freedom that is independent distribution. Now I look around this room. I see dear friends, good competitors, respected colleagues and manufacturers. I can say with the highest level of confidence that I know I am not alone in my belief that independent distribution is about freedom. Freedom is, after all, a central part of why we're here today. While the rebates we earn correlate to our financial freedom, we all come here for more than that. We come to AD together to create a common understanding and awareness of the issues we face in the marketplace. We come to AD together to exchange ideas and to develop best solutions to our most complicated problems, whether with our customers, in our markets, or in our own companies. We come together at AD because we are pursuing a dream and are building something not for short-term gain, but something we want to have endure for generations to come. We come to AD together because we are independent distributors and as such have the freedom to make the choices that define our destiny. That is the freedom of independent distribution. 69 years ago, independent distribution represented freedom to my great-grandfather and grandfather. While the attributes of that freedom has changed over the years, I am sincerely grateful that the freedom embodied by independent distribution is not only a central part of who I am today, but that it is also a central part of who each of you are as fellow members of AD. Thank you for listening. Have a great show, and may freedom reign.